So what's going on Broadway? Probably the most famous street in New York City, maybe behind 42nd Street. It's being traffic calmed and eventually pedestrianized. That's what's going on. You know, you got signs up that say 5 miles per hour. Cyclists and pedestrians should be careful and look out for them. And, you know, on this particular block, Broadway, there's no motor vehicle traffic allowed, except, I guess, for 5 miles an hour to pull up and park in these parking spaces. And the reason it's being done is because when you take the space away from the cars and you give it to the people who have the much smaller footprint, you can accommodate more people. So instead of maybe 20 people in their giant 100 square foot footprint cars coming here, driving through here, parking, honking because there's congestion, you know, you can have scores of people on bikes and on foot enjoying this lovely block. I mean, this is obviously a shopping mecca, especially a home improvement shopping mecca. It's always been. You know, different stores come and go, but this is where people come to drop serious cash on, you know, feathering their nests. Not my cup of tea, not something that I'm involved in, but it generates tons of tax revenue, and it's something that a lot of people enjoy doing, right? Meanwhile, so what that means is that there's great people watching here, right? Because everyone's coming to go to these stores, and there are these granite blocks out here that double as seats, but they're also traffic calming measures. You have planters, about the bike share station. I mean, you've got so many different types of activity going on here that creates, you know, really vibrant economic center. You just would not have that if this street was choked with cars. There's a plan afoot to also tame in a similar way Fifth Avenue in what's called the Plaza District, the highest rent shopping district, retail district in all of New York City on Fifth Avenue from 59th, I guess it stretches down to Rockefeller Center. And, you know, I've always marveled at how here in New York City, we expected the tourists who come, who we love their tourist dollars, and we want them to come and spend in New York, you know, make them walk cheek to jowl on these crowded sidewalks while the lion's share of the public space on this grand boulevard going up the middle of Manhattan is given over to cars. Well, we started on Broadway and we're going to move it over to Fifth Avenue. And people may complain that they can't just hop in their car and drive over there, but people need to understand that there is higher, better use for the streets than you driving your ass around in your car. The higher, better use is allowing people a pleasant, vibrant, you know, commercial shopping experience, tourist experience, human experience without the cars. It's so easy. And the people who say that eliminating cars are going to, you know, reduce, you know, the income of hardworking New Yorkers, or it's a burden that's too hard to bear, you know, I can't help but feel that they don't spend enough time in a neighborhood like this and see just how many people there are coming and going and doing all of these different things. This is what drives retail rents in Manhattan, is foot traffic and bike traffic, not car traffic. The people who say that the economic vitality of the city is being choked off by bike lanes and pedestrianized spaces do not know what they're talking about and have zero empirical evidence to back up what they're saying. But I know a real estate professional who actually studied the effect of bike lanes and pedestrianized spaces on retail districts like this and was able to show a very clear dose-response relationship. The more space taken away from cars for parking and driving and given to pedestrians and cyclists, the higher the rents were. And you can calculate it to a mathematic certainty. That's what the empirical evidence shows.